Hello everyone, we are group and our group members are Hu Sichen, Wang Yiming, Song Xinyao, and Zhang Shihan. Let's start now.
Hello, Professor. My name is Hu Xinyao. My student number is 8206784. Question 1, number 1. RS curve shift. Government spending is part of total demand. More spending raises total demand, so equilibrium income adds up at every interest rate. The RS curve moved from RS1 to RS2. Number 2. In total imbalance and adjustment, the original equilibrium is at E1. After the shift, the short-term equilibrium is at E2. Here, the goods market is balanced, but the money market has excess demand. Higher income needs more money for transactions, and the fixed money supply markets interest rate raise. Number 3, crowding out effect. Here interest rates prevent investment. This reduces the growth of the total demand, and the economic research a new equilibrium at E2. The final result compared with the start of the equilibrium in interest rate rising from R1 to R2, and the national income grows up from Y1 to Y2.
I will discuss the question 1. So for question 1, in the ethical model, an increase in government spending represents an expansionary physical policy that offers the equilibrium in the goods market. An increase in government spending raises aggregate demand at every level of interest rate. As a result, the S-curve shifts to the right and inducting a higher level of output demanded for any given interest rate. Assuming that the money supply remains constant, the LM curve does not shift. The rightward shift of the S-curve leads to the new intersection point with the LM curve, resulting in a higher equilibrium level of national income and a higher equilibrium interest rate. The increase in income results the demand for money with a fixed money supply. The interest rate must reach to restore equilibrium in the money market. So the conclusion is an increase in government spending leads to an increase in national income and an increase in the equilibrium interest rate. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, my name's Hu Sichen and my magic number is 8205988. Let me continue with the question 2. Using the ISLM diagram, explain the effectiveness of expansionary monetary policy when investment is not perfectly interest rate elastic. Okay, from the ISLM diagram, the economy is initially in equilibrium at point E0, where the IS curve intersects the LM curve. At this point, output is Y0, equal to the full employment level YC, and the interest rate is R0. The steep IS curve indicates that investment is not perfectly interest rate elastic, meaning that investment does not respond strongly to changes in the interest rate. When an expansionary monetary policy is implemented and the money supply increases, the LM curve shifts rightward from LM0 to LM1. At the original level of output Y0, the interest rate falls from R0 to R3. The lower interest rate stimulates investment, which increases aggregate demand and leads to a rise in output from Y0 to Y1, moving the economy to a new equilibrium at E1. However, because investment is not very sensitive to interest rate changes, the increase in investment and output is relatively small. Therefore, the diagram shows that while expansionary monetary policy is effective in lowering the interest rate, its impact on output is limited when investment is not perfectly interest rate elastic.
Draw a diagram to answer this question, and also do some analysis for this question. The effectiveness of expansionary monetary policy is significantly diminished, while investment is not practically interest rate elastic in as theorem from work. The interest rate elasticity of investments determines the slope of yield curve. The less sensitive investment is through interest rate, the steeper the yield curve. Expansionary monetary policy shifts the LM curve to the right, lowering interest rates and aiming to stimulates investment, aggregate demand and output. However, because investment responds quickly to interest rate change, the decline in interest rates doesn't translate into a substantial increase in investments. Consequently, output rise only slightly while interest rates fall considerably. This indicates a weakened transmission machine where the policy effect is largely absorbed by lower interest rates, rather than stronger real economic activity. In the extreme case, where instrument is completely just inelastic, expansionary monetary policy become entirely ineffective in raising output and only lower interest rates. Thus, the interest elasticity of investment is a critical determinant of the potency of monetary policy.